to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. How are you? I hope you're all doing very, very well this week. It is the start of March and I feel like spring is on its way. Still a little bit chilly, isn't it? But I don't know, I think I hit March and I always think, here we are. We can definitely say we are going into spring and I love spring. I love the new growth of the flowers and seeing everything come to life. I love the summer. I love the sun. The sun is pouring through my kitchen window this morning. As I say, it's a little bit bitterly cold outside, but it's lovely all the same, isn't it? Happy spring, happy Sunday morning to you. I am exhausted, again, exhausted, and with now less than 2 weeks to go until Nancy moves into my little abode, we are super, super busy. It has been a mammoth job, far bigger than I imagined, trying to not accommodate Nancy so much in this house. We're going to work around it. We've got some changes to make in this house before she comes over, but accommodating our life going forward and what she really does need from now on and what she really doesn't need. And it's been a huge lesson for me. It's been a massive lesson for her, really, in decluttering, sorting. Through the whole of it, we've had an emotional process, a very emotional, sentimental process, looking through old things, looking through old photographs, looking through old bits of cutlery or sentimental things that she's got, having memories from years ago, and then really deciding whether we should hold on to all of those things or whether it's more about memories and now letting some of those things go and knowing that, you know, there really isn't any point keeping things in the back of a cupboard for the sake of keeping things in the back of a cupboard. I'm super proud of Nancy. She's always been a bit of a hoarder all of her life, and she has embraced this challenge of now knowing she has to really declutter and sort things out, and it's making life much easier for her. It's given her a bit of a breath of fresh air, and obviously it makes life easier for me going forward. In the process, we're having an incredibly busy time, so there's a lot of sorting out. There's a lot of decluttering, as I say. There's a lot of charity shop runs. There's a lot of going to the tip runs. And we're just at the stage now where she is surrounded by really everything she really, really wants and needs. And we've now got to pack those up. As I say, less than 2 weeks to go before she moves in here. So I've got this sort of up and coming week to sort of really, really pack for her. Then I need to move on to this house and taking things out of this house to accommodate her. So there's lots of things going into storage. And it's full on. It is full on. But you know what? This is a blessing in disguise. I'm so glad we've sold the two houses separately, or we are, you know, going to be selling the two houses separately instead of both at the same time. I think I would be 6 foot under, quite frankly, if we were doing it both at the same time. So this is definitely the best way to do it. Definitely the best way to do it. I still haven't sold my house. Work in progress. Still having viewers, so that's good. But we're not sold yet, so we've got a way to go. But at least once Nancy's here and her house is sold, we can concentrate on this one and move forward as quickly as we can. So that being said, we have had a very busy week. We've also had a very lovely week because Nancy's been able to get out and about because she's felt really good, which is brilliant. My daughter had a day off work and she didn't have her car because it was in for some work at the garage. So she spent some time with me and Nancy. It was so nice, the three of us going out and about. So grab yourselves a Sunday morning cuppa, sit back and relax and watch this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. The start of a very busy week saw the removal company come over to Nancy's house, and this is really great actually because they had come to take away everything that was packed up so far off into storage, which is brilliant. It means we're moving house in stages. I got quite a lot done this week actually. Of books. We don't need all these books. She needs these books that are very precious, but there's nothing in there that isn't either duplicated or you can find it on the internet. She has hasn't looked at them in 40 years. She's not going to look at them now. And I'm whispering because she hates to get rid of anything, but I think that you should go to the St. Giles Cancer Hospice bookshop, where someone will make very good use of them. So we've had some things taken out today. So the Welsh dresser has gone, and all the boxes that I had packed and put in this corner of the conservatory have gone, which is so good because it's like moving house in stages, which is brilliant because it means I'm getting to sort out all of Nancy's things. Look here, I've got more to sort out. Deciding what's staying, what's going to the charity shop. And her big cabinet with all her trinkets in has gone from that corner. So I've moved that table into that corner with her pictures on. So when she's sitting on the sofa, she can see everybody over there. And to be honest, it's going really well. So yeah, it's actually going really well because we're having a massive declutter and a sort out whilst also packing. So although it's very full on at the moment, the process means that eventually when we get to the other end, it's just going to make life so much easier. So much easier. And the removal men that came today were fabulous. 10 out of 10. And they made her feel so comfortable because she forgot at times, you know, where things were going, why the men were here. So that was really, really good. Totally emptied the bookcase upstairs. The bookcase is gone. We've just got to decide what to do with the books. So there's still a lot to do, but we've got a couple of weeks to do it. Slowly and surely, methodically, and we are getting there. And now I'm going to take Nancy out for a bit.
Oh,
hello.
God.
What?
Look, talk about looking old. I'm starting to look my age.
You don't, actually. You don't look 94 and a half. More than that, you're nearly 95 now. Got my hair, though, from doing all the jobs.
In 4 years,
I know.
Hello.
What did you say? You'll be 100?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
You'll be 100. I need to wash my hair later, it's all.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Gorgeous.
Thanks.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's just, yeah, I haven't even brushed it today. Never mind. So, the removal men came this morning, didn't they?
Yes.
To take some of the things I'd already packed for you safely into storage for looking after.
Yeah.
And that's given us some more room to start packing the next lot.
It's been a busy morning, haven't we?
Yeah, it's a busy time, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
But then I was saying what's great about it, Mom, is that we're having a big sort out as well as packing.
Yes.
Which means when we eventually get to the other end,
Well, we should have
house,
started doing it gradually, actually.
I know. Well, we should have done it over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
We didn't, did we?
Yeah, no.
So,
Well, you keep thinking day after day you're doing the same thing, you know, to be shopping, working, whatever.
well, that's it. You don't, you know,
Yeah.
prioritise it really, and when you're living in it. And the thing is, when things are locked away in drawers and cupboards, you forget about them, don't you?
Exactly.
And
And you think, oh
then
my
you come
God.
to sort it out, and it's like, whoa.
And you think, shoes, oh my God. I've had those since God knows when.
We do need to sort out your shoes. You would think that a centipede lives in your house. Clothes and shoes is the next thing to sort out. But it does feel nice that
Yeah.
everything we're taking on with us, we then know it's everything you want, rather than just packing everything
Exactly.
for the sake of it.
Yes,
And
we're getting
we're getting organised, aren't we?
definitely getting
Which
organised.
is good. Because he's stopped there and we can't see the corner. Is he going to direct us out? That's good. Good.
Oh, right. Oh my God, it looks like Father Christmas.
That's clearly Father Christmas's job throughout the rest of the year. Road maintenance.
Oh my God.
Oh, funny. You are funny. You did, but to me, he did look like Father Christmas. out of the car, Albert. Very handsome. Come on. Come on. Come on. God, look how dirty my mats are. This car needs a really good clean. Is that why you're inspecting it, Albert? Mother, clean the car. Albert, that's not a sight we want to see. Come on, let's go. My turn to cook tonight. Dead easy. Homemade chips, peas, and pork chop. Brilliant. Well, how about this for a little treat out? 3 generations of us in B&M. What could be better? Or as Mum calls it, bloody marvellous. So Grace had a day off. She was carless, so she decided to come out with me and Nancy. And we hadn't actually been to B&M for a while. There was a few essentials I needed. Nancy had a good mooch about, and Grace took control of the camera. My little B&M haul for cleaning this week, because I have got viewers for my property over the next few days. So I have got some of the pink stuff, Miracle Power Foaming Toilet Cleaner, self-activating pink foam. You just drop it down the toilet and it does its thing. I have got some 1001 Carpet Fresh in apple and water lily scent. Can't be without my Soflora Linen Fresh 3-in-1 action, eliminates odours, kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, and leaves a 24-hour fragrance. Bought a new scrub mummy. This was on offer because it's probably for Valentine's Day. Look, because it's a little heart. How sweet is that? And I bought some Minky scrubbers, some wash pads. So I've gone a bit pink today, haven't I, really? But there we go. Little B&M haul. And I even managed to squeeze in 10 minutes in my own garden. The first time I've actually done a little bit of gardening this year. Just gave it a little quick tidy up, cut the edges of the grass, but it was too wet to actually mow. But I've got some viewers on my property next week, so I thought, give it a little bit of a smarten up. Well, I did a bit anyway. So here we are, having our moment on the bed. What a week. Busy, busy, busy. And I'll tell you a little tale. I went to Sainsbury's today with Mum, actually. Only a little trip. I hadn't been there for a while, over in Sutton Coldfield. And after we'd done the shop, got to the checkout, and I said to Mum, there's a bench over there. You go and sit down while I check out the shopping. And the lady in there, you know, that was serving was very pleasant and, you know, said, hi, how are you? Is that your mum? And so you start chatting, don't you, as you're putting your shopping into the shopping bags. We got chatting and she said, oh, I lost my mom and I also lost my sister. And she said, and I was explaining to her about Mum moving house and it's been such a busy week, because she said, are you going to do anything nice over the weekend? And I said, well, more of the same, you know, packing, blah, blah, blah. Mum's moving in with me. Told her the whole tale in a very edited version while I was loading up. And she said her mum had died and her sister had died and she'd accumulated a lot of things because of that. And she said, and they're so sentimental, she can't get rid of them and she can't ever imagine getting rid of them. And then she said, but there's so much stuff in my house. She said, I woe the day that I ever have to move house or someone has to declutter my house, because it's going to be a shock to the system. She said, but I keep looking at all these things and I can't get rid of them. She said, I've even got my deceased sister's wedding dress. And I was like, oh gosh. And, you know, I said to her, I lost my sister too. She said, how old was your sister? I said, 45. My sister was 45 as well. Both passed away of cancer. We were talking about that. And I was saying to her, you know, when my sister passed away 12 years ago and I was emptying her property, I kept so much stuff, dinner services, all sorts of bits and pieces that were just, at the time, felt to me so sentimental, and I couldn't get rid of them just because they were Sarah's. Roll on to now, and yes, while Sarah's been gone 12 years, I still have a few little bits and pieces. But going through this process with Mum moving now, which will be temporary in this house, and then the next move that we make will probably be Mum's final property that she ever lives in. But the huge decluttering process we are doing now is the biggest yet probably in Mum's life, other than when I moved her over into this house where she had to go down from the family home to the house she's currently in. But even then, there wasn't a lot of decluttering because I didn't have the opportunity to do it. So this time it's been the real declutter. You know, we've got down to the basics of everything that Nancy needs. Obviously, we've kept some beautiful furniture, some beautiful pieces of things that, you know, she loves. She wants them around her. We haven't got rid of everything around her. Don't get me wrong. But there was an awful lot of things that really didn't need to be with us anymore. And what that process has taught me, and what this lady was saying to me today at the checkout in Sainsbury's, made me realise that I don't have to feel guilty about decluttering. And what I'm also doing in this process, but I only realised it today, is that I am mentally decluttering. Because it was like this lady said today, I can't imagine getting rid of those things. But to me, whilst I could understand what she was saying, and I'm sure she wants to hang on to those things for those memory sakes and for the sentimentality of it, don't feel guilty if you don't. Because actually sentiment and memories, they're all in here. And whilst it's lovely to have some photographs and perhaps the odd little reminder around the house of people that we've loved and lost, and something that may have, you know, trigger a wonderful memory from our childhoods that we just can't bear to part with, or something like that, I get it totally. And don't get me wrong, I'm doing that. But in Mum's case, it's like every little thing, you know, I was finding Christmas cards from people that passed away 40 years ago in drawers. She hasn't looked at them in 40 years. She's not going to look at them again. It's like getting rid of the books. You know, it was, at the time I looked at those bags of books and thought, is this right? Is this the right thing to do? And then it was, yeah, it's absolutely the right thing to do. She's not going to read them. I'm not going to read them. My kids aren't going to read them. What are we going to do? Just keep moving it from one bookcase to another bookcase, from house to house for the rest of our lives? No, we're not. And you don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to feel guilty if someone says to you, you mustn't get rid of that. You must not get rid of it. If you want to get rid of it, get rid of it. I'll let you into a secret. Nobody else wants your stuff. It's as simple as that. I don't want Mum's stuff when she's no longer here. I'm hoping that's a very long time away. I'm sure my kids wouldn't want any of my stuff. It's memories. Memories and emotion and sentimentalities in here. That's the most important thing. So if you're in that predicament of thinking, I really need to sort all these things out that I've got, I'm not using them. They're in the backs of kitchen cupboards, they're in the backs of cabinets, they're in the backs of display cabinets or drawers and what have you. And you think, but I shouldn't really get rid of it because it belonged to my mother, or it belonged to my grandmother, it belonged to my great-grandmother, or it belonged to, you know, a sibling that's passed, or whatever it is. If you need to get rid of it and you want to get rid of it, there is no guilt to be had with that. You've got your memories, you've got your, well, sentimentality already. You don't need the materialistic item to hang on to that. And it doesn't matter what other people think. I said to this lady at the checkout, I said, well, I'm doing that big decluttering thing. And she said, oh, I bet you feel terribly guilty, don't you? And it was at that moment that I stopped and thought, I had a couple of moments of thinking, should I get rid of that? And then I thought, no, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty. Mum doesn't need them. She doesn't even remember half of the things she's got. She definitely doesn't need them. I don't think she really particularly wants them. She just wouldn't know where to start with decluttering. So, but we are keeping some very special things, because obviously she's still here and she wants to have very special things around her. I'm not going to deny her of those, but yeah, this has been a mammoth task, and I'm nearly there. We are nearly there. It's just a case of now wrapping up and packing the things in her house that will be going into storage, except for the few items that will come over here in less than 2 weeks' time. And as I say, I've then got to get on to decluttering and sorting out some of my stuff, because a lot of my furniture is going to have to go into storage so that we've got room for Mum. And so I've got to really crack on with hers this week to then be able to crack on with mine, so that the week that she moves, we're actually going to be taking items from my house into storage, items from her as into storage, and then we've got the moving day where the rest will be done. So it's a little bit of a working process, which is good. But yeah, it's a very full-on time, but I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and I know it's all the right thing to do, and I also know that I feel productive and happy that everything we're packing is everything to keep, and there will be no more decluttering the other end. There will be no more worrying about, oh gosh, we didn't sort that thing out before we packed it up. Oh, we'll do it the other end, because you won't do it the other end. So hard work at the moment, all going to be worth it. All going to be worth it. So I am going to chill out now. It is Saturday evening, i.e. last night. And yeah, it's the first time all week actually I've stopped. This is why I love doing moment on the bed as well, especially on a Saturday when I can just have a moment, literally. And but I feel like I've had an incredibly productive week. It's all coming together, and we just got to make sure that that transition to this house for Nancy is okay. That'll be, once the house is done, that'll be my next worry of, okay, how do we do this now? And it's not going to be easy. And I think it will come as a shock. I think some things will come as a shock to me, certainly for the rest of the people in this house, as to what Nancy does day in, day out, because don't forget, at the moment, whilst I'm with her a lot, I am not with her 24 hours a day at the moment, and we do not know what she's doing in those times that we're not with her just at the moment. But soon she will be with us 24/7, and if there's anything to be concerned about, we will obviously see it and hopefully figure it out sooner rather than later. But that's the whole point of her coming to live with us, is for us to be able to monitor her, look after her. She won't feel alone, and this journey with Alzheimer's is not going to be easy for any of us. I am under no illusions about that. But I keep thinking to myself, okay, it's going to be hard. It's a privilege to have her. It really is. It's a privilege to have her. She's going to be 95 in June. And she said she wants a party. So why not? We shall get arranging a party. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I'm going to go and have a bit of a chill out. I hope you have enjoyed this week's video and the madness that is my life at the moment. Soon to be settling down, hopefully. But the main thing now is to get this house sold so that we really can do our move into the property that will be really suitable for Nancy and for all of us. And then our new journey really begins. So I hope your journey this week goes okay, whatever you are up to. Let me know. Let me know what you are doing. Are you doing anything special at the moment? I can't believe it's March. I can't believe it, but it's lovely, isn't it, to know that we're now heading into the spring, and that you know, lighter days, longer days, lighter evenings are heading our way, and it just feels a little bit more like, you know, we're out of the real miserable weather now, and the sun is shining. It's all going to be good. All things are good. And on that note, I hope you have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. And until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.